Okay, so good morning to all of you. So in yesterday's lecture, we have seen or we have started related to the basic properties of the fluid. So we have seen the first basic property as the density, that is also called as the mass density. Wait for 1 minute. First basic property as the mass density. After that, weight density, relationship between mass density and weight density. Then we have seen related to the so we have seen the effect of temperature and pressure on the weight density, that is also called as a specific weight. So we are knowing that whenever there will be the change in temperature and pressure, so it will not affect on the specific weight of the liquid. But whenever there will be the change in temperature and pressure, it will affect on the temperature or whenever there will be change in temperature and pressure, it will affect on the specific weight of the gases. So we have seen the correlation, that is nothing but specific weight of gas is directly proportional to the pressure, and specific weight of the gas is inversely proportional to the temperature. That means as value of pressure will goes on increasing, as value of pressure will goes on increasing, the value of specific weight of gas will also goes on increasing, and vice versa. Whereas as compared to the in case of temperature, as the value of temperature of gas will goes on increasing, the value of specific weight of that gas will goes on decreasing. So that will be the case. Now after this, the next basic property is called as a specific gravity. That specific gravity is also called as a relative density. So we are also knowing, I request all the students, so please mute yourself so that there will not be any type of disturbance. So next property is nothing but specific gravity or relative density, that is denoted by letter S. We are knowing the definition of that specific gravity or relative density. It is nothing but the density, or it is nothing but the ratio of weight density of liquid divided by weight density of the water in case of liquid, and specific density of gases, that is nothing but weight density of gas divided by weight density of standard gas. Here we are considering standard gas as the air. So here, as that specific gravity or relative density is the ratio of same quantity, that's why specific gravity or a relative density will be the unitless quantity. There will not be any type of unit. So if you want to calculate the density of any of the liquid, then density of any of the liquid will be calculated by using the formula specific gravity or relative density into weight density of water. So weight density of water is nothing but 9810 Newton per meter cube. Whereas density of any of the gas is calculated by using the formula specific gravity into weight density of the air. So that will be the formula. Now we have to solve this problem. So first problem, the density of steel is 7800 kg per meter cube. Density of steel is 7800 kg per meter cube. What will be the volume of 4 kg block of a steel? So here we have to find out the value of volume. So here, as they have provided the value of density, here in this problem they have provided the value of density, they have provided the value of mass. So we have to calculate the volume of the steel block. So to calculate the volume of steel block, we are knowing the formula as the density is nothing but equal to mass per unit volume. Density is nothing but equal to mass per unit volume. Out of that, we are knowing the value of density, and we are knowing the value of mass. So based on this, I can calculate the value of volume. So value of volume will be equal to mass per unit density. So that will be equal to 4 upon 7800. And based on this, I will get the value of volume as a 5.13 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter cube per kg. So such type of example may be asked for your competitive exam as well as for objective type of question in various exams. Now in the same problem, if they will change the value of volume, or if you are knowing the value of volume, so what is the mass if the volume of that block is equal to 0.046? So instead of having the volume as a 5.13 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter cube, if the volume of that block will be, volume of that steel block will be 0.046 meter cube, then what will be the value of mass of that steel block? So same formula, as density is same, that is 7800 kg per meter cube, and value of volume is nothing but 0.046 meter cube. That's why to calculate the value of mass, same formula we have to use, that is nothing but density is equal to mass per unit volume, and based on this I will get the formula for mass. So mass will be equal to density into volume. So as the unit is same, kg per meter cube and meter cube, that means in SI unit, so automatically I will get the value of mass of that fluid. So mass of the fluid will be equal to 359 kg. So such type of problem may be asked based on the property called as a mass density, weight density, and specific gravity. Now, next basic property is called as a viscosity. So we have seen also the definition of viscosity. So viscosity is nothing but resistance to its own flow, or resistance offered by the fluid to its own flow, that will be called as a viscosity. So as we are knowing that whenever any fluid is flowing, so that fluid will be divided, or that fluid will be divided into number of layers. So whenever that fluid is flowing in the form of layer, so here upper layer and relatively lower layer, that means whatever adjacent layer will be there, that adjacent layer will have the adjacent speed, or that adjacent layer will have the different speed, and because of that different speed, each layer will resist to its own flow, so that will be called as the viscosity. So here we are knowing that upper layer will have the highest value of velocity, then the value of velocity will gradually goes on decreasing in the downward direction, and the layer which is in contact with the stationary ground, that will have the velocity nearly equal to 0. So here if I will draw the velocity profile, so velocity profile will be likewise, that means here each layer, this velocity profile is indicating the value of velocity of each layer. So here as value of velocity is gradually increasing, that's why velocity profile will be likewise. And here you are observing that if I'm considering this as a topmost layer or upper layer, so if I'm considering the value of velocity of upper layer as a u plus du, and the layer which is adjacent to the upper layer, if I'm considering that value of velocity as a u, then there will be change in value of velocity because of this much change in distance. So here that property will be called as a viscosity. So viscosity is the property of fluid which determines resistance to its own flow, resistance to its own flow, or resistance to the shearing stresses, that will be called as a viscosity. Now whatever viscosity will be caused, that viscosity will be caused mainly because of cohesive force and molecular momentum exchange between the fluid layer. So cause of viscosity, there will be basically two reasons because of which that each and every fluid, or each and every fluid will have the viscosity. So first reason is nothing but because of the cohesive force, and second reason is nothing but the molecular momentum exchange. So because of these two factors, each and every fluid will have the viscosity. Are you getting? So now whatever that viscosity term will be there, that viscosity term is derived based on the Newton's law of viscosity. So we are knowing the Newton's law of viscosity. So according to Newton's law of viscosity, whatever change in velocity is there, because of that change in velocity, the shear stresses will be generated. And whatever shear stresses are being generated, that shear stresses will be directly proportional to the shear strain. That means here, as the topmost layer is having the different velocity, and the adjacent layer is having the different velocity. So because as both the layers are moving in the same direction but at different speed, so here shear stress will be generated, and whatever shear stress tau will be generated, that will be directly proportional to change in velocity per unit distance. That is called as the change in velocity per unit distance will be called as a shear strain. So shear strain is nothing but du by dy. So according to Newton's law of viscosity, tau, that is nothing but shear stress generated, is directly proportional to rate of shear strain, that is nothing but du by dy. So here if I want to remove proportionality constant, then instead of proportionality constant I have to put the proportionality coefficient of proportionality constant. So tau will be equal to mu into du by dy. Tau is equal to, here I have removed this proportionality constant sign, so instead of that I have kept this as a coefficient of constant. So that is nothing but mu. So tau is equal to mu into du by dy, whereas mu is called as a constant of proportionality, or it is also called as a coefficient of dynamic viscosity or only dynamic viscosity. So that will be called as a dynamic viscosity. So whatever viscosity term will be there, basically that viscosity will have two types. First one will be called as a dynamic viscosity, and second one will be called as a kinematic viscosity. Out of that, mu is called as a dynamic viscosity. Out of that, mu is called as a dynamic viscosity, and nu is called as a kinematic viscosity. So based on this formula, we can derive the dynamic viscosity, because we are knowing that as tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So mu is equal to tau divided by du by dy, whereas tau is nothing but shear stress. Tau is nothing but shear stress, and du by dy is nothing but shear strain. So the ratio of shear stress produced per unit shear stress, produced per unit shear strain, that will be called as a dynamic viscosity. So dynamic viscosity, as according to Newton's law of viscosity, we are knowing that tau is equal to mu into du by dy, whereas mu is called as a coefficient of constant, that is also called as a coefficient of dynamic viscosity or dynamic viscosity. So based on this, I can derive the dynamic viscosity. Mu is equal to tau divided by du by dy, whereas tau is called as a shear stress, du by dy is called as a shear strain. So dynamic viscosity may be defined as, it is the ratio of shear stress per unit rate of shear strain, or it is also defined as the shear stress required for producing unit rate of shear strain. Shear stress required for producing unit rate of shear strain, that will be called as the dynamic viscosity. Now whatever this term dynamic viscosity is there, so there will be the SI unit for that dynamic viscosity. So what is the SI unit of shear stress? So we are knowing that shear stress is nothing but force per unit area. This is nothing but force per unit area. So Newton per meter square is the SI unit of shear stress per unit rate of shear strain. Though we are calling this as a per unit rate of shear strain, but the actual meaning is du by dy, whereas du is nothing but change in velocity. Whatever two layers are there, adjacent layer. So upper layer is having the velocity as a u plus du, and lower or adjacent layer is having the velocity as a u. So the difference between this velocity between adjacent layer is called as a change in velocity, and this change in velocity du is caused because of this change in distance dy. So here du by dy. So here tau will have the velocity SI unit as a Newton per meter square. Du is nothing but change in velocity. Change in velocity will have the SI unit as a meter per second. Change in velocity will have the SI unit as a meter per second divided by dy. Dy is nothing but change in distance. So change in distance will be denoted in terms of meter. So here this meter will get cancelled, and finally I will get the unit as a Newton second per meter square. Newton second per meter square. So this is the SI unit. This is the SI unit of dynamic viscosity. So if I want to calculate the CGS unit, of dynamic viscosity, so SI unit is nothing but Newton second per meter square. Here Newton per meter square is also called as a Pascal. So Pascal second is also SI unit of dynamic viscosity, or Newton second per meter square is the unit of SI unit of dynamic viscosity. If I want to calculate the CGS unit, then CGS unit will be dyne second per centimeter square, because force will be denoted in terms of dyne in case of CGS unit, time will be denoted in terms of second, and length will be denoted in terms of centimeter. So dyne second per centimeter square will be the CGS unit of dynamic viscosity, and 1 dyne second per centimeter square. 1 dyne second per centimeter square is called as a 1 Poise. So alternative CGS unit of dynamic viscosity is nothing but Poise. So most of the time for multiple choice question in various competitive exam as well as in technical aptitude, the question may be the CGS unit or unit of dynamic viscosity is dash dash. So there they will write in terms of Poise or in terms of dyne second per centimeter square. Are you getting? So here, if I want to calculate one value of 1 Poise, so value of 1 Poise, correlationship between CGS unit and SI unit. So value of 1 Poise is nothing but 1/10 Newton second per meter square, or which is equal to 0.1 Pascal second, which is equal to 0.1 Pascal second or 0.1 Newton second per meter square. 0.1 means 1/10. So as the smallest unit or smaller unit of dynamic viscosity will be centipoise, and centipoise is nothing but equal to 1/100 poise. So 1/100 poise is called as a centipoise, and value of dynamic viscosity of water, at 20 degrees centigrade is equal to 1 centipoise. Are you getting? So dynamic viscosity, this value is also important for multiple choice question. This may be asked. So value of dynamic viscosity of water at 20 degrees centigrade is approximately equal to 1 centipoise, which is equal to 1/100 poise. So this is related to dynamic viscosity. Now another type of viscosity is there, that is called as the kinematic viscosity, and that kinematic viscosity is denoted by letter nu. And the value of kinematic viscosity, so kinematic viscosity is defined as it is the ratio of dynamic viscosity per unit mass density of the fluid. So mu upon density is equal to nu. Whereas nu is called as the kinematic viscosity, mu is called as the dynamic viscosity, and density rho is called as the density. So mu upon rho is equal to kinematic viscosity. And definition, ratio between dynamic viscosity and mass density of fluid is called as the kinematic viscosity. That will be denoted by letter nu. So nu is equal to mu upon rho. Here, if I want to calculate the SI unit, then I have to put the value of SI unit of mu. I have to put the value of SI unit of rho. So Newton second per meter square. Is the value of SI unit of mu, and density is denoted by kg per meter cube. So here I am having the unit as a kg as well as Newton, but in SI unit that kg will be converted in terms of Newton. So we are knowing that weight is nothing but equal to mass into gravitational acceleration. Weight is equal to mass into gravitational acceleration. W is equal to mg. So unit of weight is nothing but Newton, and unit of mass is nothing but kg. Gravitational acceleration meter per second square. So here 1 Newton is nothing but 1 kg meter per second square. So here instead of kg, I have to put the value as a Newton second square divided by meter. Or otherwise, instead of Newton, here I can put the value as a kg meter per second square. So here, as unit of mu is equal to Newton second per meter square divided by kg per meter cube. So here in terms of length, mass, and time, this unit is explained. So here I will explain with the help of this term only. So here, as mu is equal to, or unit of mu is equal to Newton second per meter square, unit of rho is nothing but kg per meter cube. So instead of kg or instead of Newton, I can put that value as a, here instead of Newton, I can put this value. 1 Newton is nothing but kg meter per second square. So kg meter per second square per second square into, here second per meter square term is there, second per meter square term is there, divided by kg per meter cube, kg per meter cube. So here this kg will get cancelled, this second will get cancelled, this meter will get cancelled. So finally I will get the value as a meter cube. So at the denominator there will be meter cube. So this term will come at the denominator, divided by at the numerator there will be meter cube, and at the denominator second into meter will be there. So this meter and this meter will get cancelled. So finally I will get the SI unit as a meter square per second, meter square per second. So SI unit of kinematic viscosity is nothing but meter square per second. Here also by using this explanation, here length square divided by time, length will be measured in terms of meter. So length square means meter square, and time is nothing but second. So meter square per second is the SI unit. Meter square per second is the SI unit of kinematic viscosity. Meter square per second is the SI unit of kinematic viscosity. And if I want to calculate the CGS unit of kinematic viscosity, then CGS unit of kinematic viscosity is nothing but centimeter square per second. Centimeter square per second is the CGS unit of kinematic viscosity, and that 1 centimeter square per second is also called as the 1 stroke. Centimeter square per second is called as a 1 stroke, and value of 1 stroke, is nothing but equal to 10⁻⁻⁴ meter square per second. So this is the correlationship between, CGS unit and SI unit of kinematic viscosity. So dynamic viscosity will have the CGS unit as a poise, and poise is nothing but dyne second per meter square, and kinematic viscosity is having the CGS unit as a stroke. 1 stroke is nothing but centimeter square per second. Are you getting? So this is related to kinematic viscosity. Now the question is temperature will affect on the viscosity of fluid? So similar to previous question related to the specific weight or weight density, we have seen whether there will be the effect of temperature and pressure on the specific weight of the fluid. So in line with this, whether the temperature will have any effect on the viscosity of fluid? Yes or no? What do you think? Write in the chat box. What do you think? Will temperature will have any effect on the viscosity of fluid? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So as maximum students are telling yes. So if answer is yes, if your answer is yes, then will value of viscosity of fluid will increases or decreases with increasing temperature?
Increases.
As your answer is yes, then will viscosity of a fluid increases or decreases with increasing temperature? Increases or decreases?
Increases.
Okay. If temperature increases, viscosity increases. Okay. What about remaining student? Kiran is saying if temperature increases, then viscosity decreases. What about remaining student? What about remaining student? What will happen? What will happen? Can anyone tell me?
Increases in temperature, then viscosity also increases due to mobile electrons.
Due to mobile electrons. Okay. Answer is partially correct. We'll correct this answer completely. We'll correct this answer completely. If your answer is yes, then will viscosity of fluid increases or decreases with increasing temperature? So as we are knowing that whatever viscosity term is there, that viscosity term is due to two reasons. What is the first reason? What is the first reason? In the previous slide only I have explained that. So whatever term viscosity is there, that viscosity is caused mainly because of two parameters or two reasons. First one is called as a cohesive force between the molecules, and second one is the molecular interaction or molecular momentum. So here, whenever I am saying as a fluid, so fluid may be liquid, fluid may be gas, fluid may be liquid or fluid may be gas. So here we have to consider both the cases. So when I'm considering the liquid as a fluid, then I'm considering the liquid as a fluid, then in case of liquid, the whatever viscosity present in case of liquid will be there, that will be mainly because of the cohesive force of attraction. That means predominant nature will be the cohesive force of attraction. So here on this slide only I will explain. So what is the cause of viscosity? Due to cohesive force and due to molecular momentum exchange between fluid layer, that viscosity will be caused. So yes, temperature affect on the viscosity, but that will affect separately with the liquid and separately with the gases. That means in case of liquid, the value of viscosity will goes on decreasing. Value of viscosity will goes on decreasing with increasing temperature. In case of liquid, the value of viscosity will goes on decreasing with increasing temperature. Why this is so? Because in case of liquid, whatever cause of viscosity will be there. That means the viscosity will be mainly because of cohesive force of attraction. The predominant parameter in viscosity of the liquid will be the cohesive force of attraction, and very small amount of molecular moment of exchange, contribution of molecular moment of exchange will be there. So whenever I'm going to increase the temperature, of the liquid, the value of cohesive force of the liquid will go on decreasing. So the net effect will be viscosity of the liquid will goes on decreasing with increasing temperature. And what about gases? So here the explanation I have given. In liquid, cohesive force predominates the molecular momentum transfer, due to which closely packed molecule, and with increasing temperature the cohesive force decreases, and the result of this will be decreasing viscosity of the liquid with increasing temperature. Whereas in case of gas, the value of viscosity will goes on increasing. Value of viscosity of the gas will goes on increasing with increasing temperature. Now why this is so? Because in case of gas, the value of cohesive force will be less as compared to value of molecular momentum exchange. That means whatever viscosity term is there in case of gas, that viscosity is mainly because of the molecular momentum exchange or molecular momentum transfer, and that will be that will have the very low contribution of the cohesive force of attraction. So as temperature increases, the internal energy of that gas molecule will also goes on increasing, and because of the same, that will help to increase the molecular momentum transfer. That means molecular momentum transfer will also increases with increasing temperature, and as molecular momentum transfer is increasing, That's why value of viscosity of the gas, value of viscosity of the gas will also goes on increasing. So this is the effect of variation of temperature with the viscosity. So for multiple choice question, two sentences are very much important. Two sentences are very much important. First sentence is nothing but in case of liquid, value of viscosity will goes on decreasing with increasing temperature, whereas in case of gas, value of viscosity of gas will goes on increasing with increasing temperature. Are you getting this point? Are you getting this point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, if I want to calculate viscosity of any of the liquid, because we are knowing that the value of viscosity, what two sentences I have told? First sentence is nothing but value of viscosity of the liquid, any of the liquid will goes on decreasing with increasing temperature. And second one is value of viscosity of the gas, any of the gas will goes on increasing with increasing temperature. Now, if I want to calculate or if I want to find out the value of viscosity of any of the liquid at particular temperature or value of gas at particular temperature, then to find out the value of viscosity of that gas or of that liquid at a particular temperature, there are some formulas. So first formula is related to the liquid. So if I want to calculate, that means suppose I want to calculate, suppose I am having water and I want to, or I am interested to calculate the value of viscosity. That viscosity will be dynamic viscosity of water at 20 degrees centigrade and dynamic viscosity of water at 50 degrees centigrade, or viscosity of water at 50 degrees centigrade and viscosity of water at 20 degrees centigrade. And I'm knowing that the value of viscosity of water at 50 degrees centigrade should be having the lower value as compared to value of water at 20 degrees centigrade. So how to calculate that value of viscosity at particular temperature of any of the liquid? So to calculate that value of viscosity of any of the liquid, we are having one formula. That formula is nothing but mu is equal to mu 0 inside the bracket 1 upon 1 plus alpha t plus beta t square. 1 upon, or mu is equal to mu 0 inside the bracket 1 upon 1 plus alpha t plus beta t square. Whereas mu 0, त्यापैकी हा पहिला जो mu आहे, mu is indicating that value of viscosity of that liquid at a particular temperature, whatever may be the temperature. At that temperature, mu is nothing but the viscosity at that temperature. Mu 0 is called as a viscosity of that particular liquid, at 0 degrees centigrade, and that value will be in terms of Poisson. So here mu is nothing but viscosity of liquid at T degree centigrade. T degree centigrade means at any temperature in terms of Poisson. Mu 0 is nothing but viscosity of liquid, same liquid at 0 degree centigrade, that is in terms of Poisson. And here whatever two terms are there, alpha and beta. So that alpha and beta is called as a constant for the liquid. Alpha and beta is called as a constant for the liquid. And here whatever T term is there, T, and here T square. So T is nothing but temperature. At which we have to find out the viscosity. म्हणजे जर 50 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेडला जर विस्कॉसिटी फाइंड आउट करायची असेल तर ह्या ठिकाणी टी ची व्हॅल्यू काय येणार आहे, 50 येणार आहे. त्या ठिकाणी टी स्क्वेअर ची व्हॅल्यू काय येणार आहे, 50 स्क्वेअर येणार आहे. आर यू गेटिंग? So this is related to the liquid. So in general, if I'm considering the example of water, so for water, the value of mu 0 म्हणजे काय येणार आहे, dynamic viscosity of water at 0 degree centigrade is equal to mu 0 म्हणजे काय येणार आहे, viscosity of water at 0 degree centigrade. So value of mu 0 is equal to 1.79 into 10 raised to minus 3 points. 1.79 into 10 raised to minus 3 points. That is the value of mu 0, alpha and beta. Here alpha and beta are constant for that liquid. So value of alpha will be taken as. So that value of alpha will be same, or that will be constant for each and every liquid. So alpha value will be equal to 0.03368. Beta value will be equal to 0.000221. Now, which type of question will be asked based on this formula? Either they will ask the formula directly. Otherwise, they will ask you to calculate the viscosity or dynamic viscosity of the water at 50 degrees centigrade or at the 70 degrees centigrade. So there you should know this value of mu 0, value of alpha, value of beta for the water. Are you getting? So based on this, you can calculate the value of viscosity of any of the liquid at particular temperature. If you are having any query or any question up to this point, you can ask me. Is there any query or any question? Mulani. Is there any query or any question? If not,
No, sir.
so should we proceed further? Okay. So we'll proceed further. Now, we have seen the how to calculate the value of viscosity of any of the liquid for particular temperature. Now, what about gas? So for gas also, if I want to calculate the value of viscosity of the gas at any particular temperature, then there is also one formula. As we are knowing that as temperature increases, value of viscosity of gas also increases. So for gas at a particular temperature, if I want to find out the viscosity of any of the gas, the formula will be equal to mu is equal to mu 0 plus alpha t minus beta t square. Mu is equal to mu 0 plus alpha t minus beta t square. Here also, what is the meaning of mu? Mu is nothing but viscosity of that particular gas at particular temperature or at T degree centigrade, and that value of viscosity will be in terms of points. Mu 0 is nothing but viscosity of that gas at 0 degree centigrade. Alpha and beta are the constant term, and T is nothing but temperature at which we have to find out the value of viscosity. So mu is viscosity of not liquid. Here you have to read the word as a gas. Sorry. So viscosity of gas at T degree centigrade, that will be in terms of points. Mu 0 is nothing but viscosity of gas at 0 degree centigrade, that will be also in terms of points, and alpha and beta are the constant of that gas. Constant for that gas. Are you getting? So here, if I am considering air as the gas, then value of mu 0 for the air. Mu 0 for the air means value of dynamic viscosity of the air. Value of dynamic viscosity of the air at 0 degree centigrade, that is equal to 0.4 times 0.17. And whatever alpha and beta terms are there, so alpha is nothing but equal to 0.3367 times 0.56. Alpha is equal to 0.7 times 0.56, and beta constant, another constant is beta. Beta is nothing but 0.1189 into 10 raised to minus 9. So as alpha and beta are constant term, so those will not have any unit, but mu 0 will have the unit as a points. Mu 0 will have the unit as a points. Are you getting? So this is related to finding out the viscosity of any of the gas. Viscosity of any of the gas at particular temperature. So these formulas we have not covered in our syllabus, and that was not also required. But for competitive exam point of view, as well as from GATE point of view, these formulas are required, and you should know the meaning of each and every term. Are you getting? So this is related to variation of temperature with viscosity. Now, important point. So though we are saying the temperature, though we are saying the viscosity of liquid decreases with increasing temperature, and though we are saying viscosity of air increases with increasing temperature, then also there are some exception. So first exception is nothing but related to the mercury. Related to the mercury. So viscosity of mercury does not changes with the temperature. Viscosity of mercury does not changes with the temperature. So that point you have to keep always, you have to keep in your mind. And second point, the lowest value of viscosity will occurs at a critical temperature. Lowest value of viscosity of any of the fluid, that may be liquid, that may be gas. Lowest value of viscosity of any of the fluid, that may be liquid, that may be gas, will occur at a critical temperature. So these two parameters are important as far as variation of temperature with viscosity is concerned. Are you getting? So there will be any effect of pressure on the parameter called as the viscosity? So here, related to the pressure, there will be very small or very little effect of that pressure on the viscosity, because if pressure increases, intermolecular gap decreases, and then cohesive force increases. So there will be very small effect, and that can be neglected as compared to effect of temperature. So there will be very small effect of pressure on the term called as a viscosity, and that is negligible in measure. That is negligible. Now, here, based on this viscosity parameter, or based on this viscosity, we have to solve some question. So first question is being asked for the GATE exam. So first question is, the SI unit of kinematic viscosity is. So what will be the answer? Option A, meter square per second. Option B, kg meter per second. Option C, meter per second square. Option D, meter cube per second square. So write in the chat box what will be the answer.
A.
So option A will be the correct answer, meter square per second. Meter square per second is the correct answer. Now second question. Here, the kinematic viscosity of air at 20 degrees centigrade is to be 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square per second. Its kinematic viscosity at 70 degrees centigrade will be very approximately. Option A, 2.2 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square per second. Option B, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square per second. Option C, 1.2 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square per second. Option D, 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square per second. So what will be the answer? What will be the answer? So if you are clear with your basic, so it will be very much easy to give the answer of such type of questions. What will be the answer for this question? Kinematic viscosity. They have considered the example of air. So for 20 degrees centigrade, what is the kinematic viscosity of air? 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 6, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square per second. So they have asked us find out the value of kinematic viscosity of that same air at 70 degrees centigrade. What will be the answer? Okay, Rushikesh is telling option B is the correct answer. Ajay is telling option A is the correct answer. What about remaining student? What about remaining student? Okay, here it is not necessary to use the formula each and every time. If you are clear with your fundamentals, so most of the time you can give the answer with the help of your fundamentals only. So here, what is the question? They have given the kinematic viscosity of air. So initially at 20 degrees centigrade, what is the value? This is the answer for 20 degrees centigrade. And they have asked us what will be the value of kinematic viscosity of the air at I think I have reconnected myself. Now whether screen is visible? Whether screen is visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, first basic that we are knowing that as viscosity of gas increases, there will be increasing temperature. Now here two option may be correct, option A or option D. So here we have to use the formula. So which formula we are going to use? So for gas, we are knowing that mu is equal to, so mu is equal to mu 0 plus alpha t minus beta t square. Alpha t minus beta t square. This formula I am going to use. And for air, value of mu 0 we are knowing. So that value of mu 0 you have to keep always in your mind. So value of mu 0 they will not provide in the question, as well as value of alpha and beta they will also not provide in the question. So that should be known to you. So put the value of mu 0 as a 0.4 times 0.17, alpha as a 0.7 times 0.56, and beta as a 0.1189 into 10 raised to minus 9. And what about temperature? So here you have to put the value of temperature as a 70 degrees centigrade. So by putting those values, you will get the answer A as a correct option. You will get the answer A as a correct option. So here you will get the value of mu. You will get the value of mu, not the nu. Here, whatever kinematic viscosity, whatever value they have provided, these are the values of kinematic viscosity. So based on dynamic viscosity, first of all, you will get the value of dynamic viscosity at 70 degrees centigrade. First of all, you will get the value of dynamic viscosity at 70 degrees centigrade. And after getting the value of dynamic viscosity at 70 degrees centigrade, you have to calculate the value of kinematic viscosity. So kinematic viscosity is nothing but dynamic viscosity divided by mass density. So by using that formula, you have to solve the question. Next question. So Newton's law of viscosity depends upon the option A, stress and strain in the fluid. Second one, shear stress and pressure, pressure and velocity. Option C, shear stress and rate of strain. And option D, viscosity and shear stress. So this is the question which is asked for UPSC exam or IAS exam. What will be the answer? Tell me the answer. What will be the correct answer? What about remaining student? Some students are saying option A, option B, option C. What will be the correct answer? So here we are knowing that Newton's law of viscosity depend upon shear stress and rate of shear strain, because tau is directly proportional to du by dy. Tau is directly proportional to du by dy. What is the meaning of tau? What is the meaning of tau? Tau is nothing but shear stress produced between adjacent layer is directly proportional to du by dy. Du by dy means change in velocity per unit distance. That is called as the rate of shear stress. So option C will be the correct answer. Option C will be the correct answer. Shear stress and rate of shear stress. The next question. The shear stress developed in lubricating oil. Shear stress developed in lubricating oil of viscosity 9.81 points filled between two parallel plates 1 centimeter apart and moving with a relative velocity of 2 meter per second. Is first one 20 Newton per meter square. Option B 40.62 Newton per meter square. Option C 29.62 Newton per meter square. Option D 40 Newton per meter square. This is also the question which is asked for IES exam. So what they have asked us, we have to calculate the value of shear stress. We have to calculate the value of shear stress. Shear stress means we have to calculate the value of tau. And for that purpose, what they have given, the value of viscosity 9.81 points. That means they have given the value of mu. Viscosity is 9.81 points. Mu is equal to 9.81 points. Filled between two parallel plates 1 centimeter apart. What is the meaning of two parallel plates 1 centimeter apart? 1 centimeter apart means change in distance. Value of dy is equal to 1 centimeter and moving with the relative velocity of 2 meter per second. That means value of du, change in velocity. What is the value of relative velocity? 2 meter per second. So first of all, you have to convert all those values into single unit. That means twice you have to convert in terms of Newton second per meter square. Then centimeter you have to convert in terms of centimeter. And here relative velocity they have given as a 2 meter per second. That means how to solve this question? Based on Newton's law of viscosity. Tau is directly proportional to du by dy. So tau is equal to mu into du by dy. By using this formula, you have to solve this question. So here you have to find out the value of tau. That is nothing but shear stress. For that purpose, they have provided the value of mu. Mu म्हणजे काय? डायनॅमिक विस्कॉसिटी. किती डायनॅमिक विस्कॉसिटी? 9.81 पॉइंट्स आहे. त्याचं कन्वर्जन कशामध्ये करणार? SI युनिट मध्ये करणार. त्यानंतर du. du चा अर्थ काय? What is the meaning of du? du is nothing but change in velocity. What is the value of change in velocity? 2 meter per second. So value of du is nothing but 2 meter per second. dy, change in distance. What is the change in distance? 1 centimeter apart. Convert it in terms of meter. 1 centimeter apart, convert it in terms of meter. So put all those values, you will get the value of tau. What will be the answer? Can anyone tell me the answer? Option B. Okay. Have you calculated? Kedar Yadav, have you calculated that answer? Rushikesh Wagh?
Yes, sir. I am trying to calculate.
Okay. So put those values, you will automatically get that answer. So we'll see the answer. Option C is the correct answer. So value is nothing but 29.62 Newton per meter square. Only put all those value into a single unit or into same category of unit. Otherwise, what will happen? You will keep the value of viscosity as it is 9.81 points. You will keep the value of du as a 1 centimeter and dy as a 1 centimeter and du as a 2 meter per second. So either you have to convert that in terms of CGS unit or you have to convert it in terms of SI unit. Are you getting? So here, try to solve this question. You will get the answer C as a correct answer. So here, I think I have solved this problem. So du is equal to 2 meter per second. dy is equal to 1 centimeter, which is equal to 0.01 meter. Mu is equal to 9.81 points, which is equal to 0.981 Newton second per meter square or Pascal second. So put all those values in this equation, you will get the answer. I think last question. An oil of specific gravity 0.9 has viscosity of 0.28 stroke at 38 degrees centigrade. What will be its viscosity in Newton second per meter square? Here, there is one oil which is having the specific gravity or a relative density as a 0.9 and has viscosity of 0.28 stroke at 38 degrees centigrade. 0.28 stroke म्हणजे कोणती viscosity आहे ही? That is kinetic viscosity. So stroke म्हणजेच काय असतं? सेंटीमीटर स्क्वेअर पर सेकंद असतं, बरोबर? सेंटीमीटर स्क्वेअर पर सेकंद. So first of all, you have to convert that stroke into meter square per second. Meter square per second by multiplying it by 10 raised to minus 4. So 0.28 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square per second. That will be the kinematic viscosity at 38 degrees centigrade. So as we are knowing the formula as a kinematic viscosity, nu is equal to mu upon mass density. So here kinematic viscosity is nothing but 0.28 into 10 raised to minus 4. Density of the fluid. Here as specific gravity is 0.9. So what will be the density? Specific gravity into density of water. So density of water is nothing but 1000. So 900 will be the density of oil. So 0.28 into 10 raised to minus 4 into 900. That will be the value of mu in terms of Newton second per meter square. And option C will be the correct answer. Option C will be the correct answer. 0.28 into 10 raised to minus 4 into 900. Are you getting? So 0.0252 Newton second per meter square. That is nothing but option C. Okay, last question. What are the dimensions of kinematic viscosity of the fluid? So kinematic viscosity is denoted in terms of meter square per second. So meter square per second means L raised to 2 T raised to minus 1. L raised to 2 T raised to minus 1. That will be the fundamental dimensions of kinematic viscosity. So here we have completed the related to the viscosity, as well as we have solved the problems related to the viscosity. Okay. Now as time is over, 11:35 already. Okay. So I request you to write your roll number in the chat box. I will collect those roll number from the chat box as an attendance purpose. And after putting your roll number in the chat box, you can exit the meeting. So thank you for attending the meeting. If you are having any query or any question related to today's session, you can ask me. If you are having any query or any question, you can ask me, no problem. आहे का कोणाकडे काय क्वेश्चन किंवा प्रॉब्लेम? Okay. If problems or queries are not there, you can exit the lecture. Thank you.